Oh, and we do have some big time Baylor breaking news. And Scotty, I think it would be a fair time to considering how breaking this is. And we've, each hour today, we've learned more and more from the school. I've got texts coming in, and whoa, it is rough. And I'm hearing from former Baylor employees. There it is. There is the breaking news sounder, and man, and by the way, I'm giving. I was just watching my phone, Scotty. It's been lighting up with everybody reaching out to me. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? It's like, okay, good. I'm everybody's like personal investigator. Listen, I'm talking to people. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this too. Scotty, I just saw something and it said, do I want to join something live? And I'm like, I don't know what this is. What is this? And it was the thing that comes through on Twitter. Like, do I want to join my own show live? I guess I should. I guess I should jump on there and pad my numbers or whatever. But tons of text messages coming in. We're going to be reacting to this. We want to stick with the facts. Are we hearing all kinds of things? Absolutely. What we know now is that Mack Rhoades has stepped away from Baylor for personal reasons. He'll be away for 4 weeks. According to Baylor, they have declined any further comment. This has been reported as another allegation has come in. The allegation came in Monday. You'll recall Tuesday night, there he is representing Baylor and representing all of college athletics as the college football playoff chairperson on national TV. Now, as has been reported already, I had been told, Scotty, that there was a meeting that was supposed to take place last night, just a dinner with some, and I think this was a fairly standard type thing that was supposed to take place last night with some very, very high up donors from Baylor, and they were going to have dinner with Mack, which is not unusual. This was not like, oh my gosh, what were they going to talk about? These things happen. He's in town. He did the college football playoff thing Tuesday night. Maybe he stays in town Wednesday for further meetings or further, he had to do all the media stuff. I don't know. About 3 hours before that meeting, they receive a message that, and I don't know, it was like, I would say the circle of people that were supposed to be in that meeting were about 8 to 10 people. We're gonna have dinner. Sadly, Scotty, I was not invited. It's shocking. You'd think they would want, me to stop by. Maybe because I'm in the media, they thought that might not be a great idea. 3 hours before, about 3 hours before, they all received text messages or some form of messaging that said, sorry, Mack cannot attend the dinner. We had to call it off because of personal reasons. Okay. Now, I think most of them kind of were like, okay, whatever, not a big deal. I would say in the context of what all's been out there right now, I would say those of the group that are kind of more like a little more in tune, probably their ears perked up and were like, okay, that's weird. We were all looking forward to going out and meeting with him, and maybe Mack was going to bring them into the circle and say, hey, that was tough, that story that's come out. I don't know what he was planning to cover in that, but it didn't happen. Today, he steps away for personal reasons. what happens when there's a lack of information and a lack of explanation? Well, stuff's going to start swirling locally, and Scotty and I, believe me, have already started to hear it all. But we're going to stick with what we know, which is there was another allegation that came in Monday. But it has been reported both by Yahoo Sports and I believe further by ESPN, not Title IX, not including a student athlete, none of those things, like the story with Michael Trigg that we talked about Monday. But Scotty, this is another allegation. Now, there are drips and draps that have come in with some of this reporting. And I wanted to talk about that meeting because, by the way, I don't want to say like Mosley's breaking this news about that meeting that didn't happen. The Mack, and I think they called it skipping that meeting, that was addressed in an Outkick story. Only thing I'm sharing is just kind of what I was hearing about that this morning and before, so, any of this kind of came out. So, but I started hearing that and my ears did perk up. And so there's that. Now, this latest Outkick story, and they had all the story, and they are the ones who broke the Michael Trigg story and the subsequent confrontation, altercation with an assistant coach. All right, that was Outkick. They have since come back, and Scotty, right before we came on, I was looking at the wording just so I would have this right. They were saying they are reporting that in the past couple of months, there have been complaints about verbal abuse with some of the members of the athletic department. And again, where is this coming from? Outkick. Outkick, the coverage. It's a website. It's a very right-leaning website, but again, they do reporting and they do interesting stories and columns and all of that. And in this case, there's no politics involved. It's a straight up news story they have done. I just kind of want to give you the context of who that is. Outkick is generally a place that's been known to have, okay, what's the political spin on this? It's generally these people are being way too liberal. This is that. That's fine. Okay, they can do whatever they want. But this is a news story that they've done, which Baylor, by the way, has not disputed any of the Michael Trigg reporting and any of the latest reporting that Outkick has done. And this new allegation comes in the aftermath of this Michael Trigg story. Now, oh, great, Scotty. Let me, sorry, buddy. I tend to move around so much that my tracking camera goes crazy at times. It's okay. That's how you know it's live. Thank you, Central National Bank. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your constant support. Thank you for being the presenting sponsor of this show. Thank you, Brian Fonville. I know the C&B folks, they're very, very tied into Baylor. They got that great sponsorship with the women's basketball program. They're watching this closely. In fact, some of them are probably watching our live stream. Thank you, C&B. Thank you for what you do. And very excited. I think there's some new ads coming out that have to do with the women's basketball program. We're excited to see that. And that'll be great in the coming days. Scotty, the major questions and the fallout from this latest allegation, and we don't know what it is. We're hearing little things along the way, like the Outkick part that had the verbal abuse. I've told y'all before, Mack runs hot. I've seen it. Now, again, he's come after me. Never put his hands on me or anything like that. He's certainly been mad at me. I don't care. Like, I always am kind of thankful and grateful when people confront me rather than carve me up or behind my back, like some people like to do. Not about me. I'm not making this about me. I'm saying, some people just go around in general. Let's whisper about this. I appreciated Mack was mad at me and he came right at me. Now, but he's never done anything close to any, has he put his hand? No, none of that. Do I think Mack Rhoades is a hothead at times? Yes, I do. Have I had mostly wonderful back and forth experiences with him? Yes. He's done a lot of great things for Baylor, but man, he's in a bad spot here. I hope he's okay. They said he's taking his own leave, like that he is the one who's initiating the leave. So first of all, let me just say, I am really concerned about him and that he's going to be okay. And as a friend, yes, I cover him. Yes, I criticize him at times. Is he a friend of mine? Yes, he is. But this is a bad look for the Bears. It's a bad look for Baylor. This is an embarrassing. I mean, you already have a school that had a huge scandal 10 years ago. I can tell you this about this latest, what they're dealing with. And Scotty, you know the particulars. Jovan Overshone, Cody Hall, they're the ADs right now to interim. Let's call them interim. They're not really ADs. They're just stepping up and sort of acting in that role. They're interim. One is the deputy athletic director, was Jovan. Cody's the chief operating officer, external. I don't know all the titles, but anyway, they're both being bumped up. Make no mistake about it. If you want to know who's running this investigation, who's running the decisions over the Baylor athletic department right now, it is President Livingstone in a big way. And somebody said to me today, "Oh, what does she know?" Well, I don't know. She played college basketball. She's been on every committee in the NCAA has to offer. She's been a huge part of the Big 12 and we're working with Brett Yormark. So I think she has plenty to offer. I think she knows plenty. So she is running point on everything that's happening. I can't stress that enough. If there are people out there like, who's in charge? What's going on? Now, if you're asking about the future of Dave Aranda, who knows? I mean, that was even the case with Mack on the job, that we were like, well, are we certain they fire him if they go 6-6? What's going to happen? You know, we think if they lose out or lose 2 out of 3, that he's probably going to get fired. I don't know. I mean, what happens now? I think those are all valid questions. And this is what's going down right now. And it's, you know, and Scotty, come in here for a minute. I wanted to kind of start out and kind of give everybody the latest and get everybody caught up, and we can update people as the news unfolds. But I think the Dave Aranda aspect of this is they've got a 5-4 coach. It's a strange situation. You have 2 people now that have been elevated that probably aren't going to be the ones that would make this decision. Mack, at least for the next 4 weeks, is on a leave of absence. Now, does that mean that they can't get a hold of him if they needed to ask him something or whatever? I don't think so. I think they could absolutely probably get a hold of him, but he's right now. And so I just can't stress enough. I think, President Livingstone is running everything and is in charge. But Scotty, what a time for something like this to happen. I mean, this is just an awful thing for Baylor. And now, again, it's all in perspective. Is it awful as some of the things we've seen in the past? No, not anywhere close to that. But it's just bad in the sense that it's embarrassing. We have somebody who represents our university that's the face of the CFP. He's the chairperson of CFP. So not only does he have to step down from the Baylor, take a leave of absence there, he has to step down there. So then it becomes a national story, a double whammy for Baylor. And if you're wondering, okay, is Mack going to get fired? I mean, it does not look good. Again, if there's something personal going on, man, I pray that he gets the help he needs. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is he's taking leave for and what it is. You, especially our audience in Waco, and boy, if you're on the message boards and all, you're going to start hearing this and hearing that. Here it is. I would implore you to try to be charitable in your thought process and in how you talk about this story. Now, I know how this works, though. How many, Scotty, I bet combined, you and I have gotten somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 different text messages, 50 different people. And I'm being fairly conservative there. And, it's just like, what's going on? What's going on? I mean, the minute you saw the news break, you're with me. You can imagine right when I saw it, and everybody's wanting to know. And listen, I got people at other universities. I got coaches at different places. What's happening? What's going on? What's going on with Matt? Wish I could tell you. But I do know that it's extremely unfortunate, and it's very embarrassing for the university. And it's just at a time when, Scotty, it was already, chaotic with not knowing if you're going to need a new head coach or not in football, and not knowing the football program. And then the story that came out Friday, this is further destabilizing the athletic administration, the university, and everything. And as we've often said, Scotty, what is the Baylor athletic department? It's the front door. We always hear about it. It's the front door to the university. And right now, across the country again, and Scotty, don't act like we don't have buddies from other universities who are doing the whole thing. Oh, Baylor's going to Baylor's, and we deserve it in some ways. We deserve it because, we can't get out of our own way, and it's extremely unfortunate. Now, I want to say that, and this is the way I said be charitable, I can't tell everybody how to be. I can only be in charge of how I'm going to be. I hope he's okay.
Yep.
I think you and others made that comment. Well, my gosh, he looks thin. My gosh, he looks tired. Oh my goodness, yep. this and that. Now, there's a lot of stress to that job. I saw somebody comment, something about maybe needing to, I'm not even going to say though, because they'll be like, oh, Mosley's. But Scotty, we all need to decompress every once in a while, right? We all need to step away and whatever. But this is more than that. This is more than, oh, he's got so much stress. He's dealing with it. There's something we don't know yet. Part of it is, okay, yes, the university seems to be investigating another allegation. He's decided on his own to step away for personal reasons. He does not appear to me, I'll say this, because I do know him pretty well, in fact. He does not look like himself. He does not quite sound like himself.
Yep. Okay?
And I have been in touch with him, but not in our normal sort of poking, me poking him with a sharp stick, laughing over things. I'll give you a little more context, Scotty. This is me. This is typical me, Scotty. I bring you on, and then I don't give you a chance to talk, but I promise I will. But
we got to get to Travis here in a second, but I'll talk later.
Is Travis with us?
Yep.
Can we go straight to Travis and then take a break right after that?
Yep. We'll just need a longer break, but that's fine.